Hey everyone, Bob here again, and thanks for checking back into the channel. Today I'm going to talk really quick, going to keep it short and brief, about the Arken Optic EPL-4 and my sort of a long but short-term review of how this scope is actually holding up on my rifle. I got one of the EPL-4s when they first come out because I was looking to get the mill option and these were readily available. I've had this on my Christensen 6.5 now for several months, about 800 rounds fired through it at the gun range, as well as out doing some predator hunting. The scope's been out in some conditions like snow, sleet, and rain, and just general dirty conditions out in the woods. I have not intentionally abused this scope, meaning I haven't banged it around or done any kind of the wild things that I've done to the EP5 and the SH4, those torture test type things. Haven't done anything like that with it. It's just been general range use in actual hunting conditions. So with that, I'm going to go through a little bit about the scope. So when it comes to the EPL-4, mine has been working great. Each of the features, my turrets, they've all been working well. The scope is tracking well. My illumination has been working flawless. I haven't had any issues with that. It turns on and off, and the illumination settings seem to work great. I don't actually use that, but I do play around with it, and I haven't had any problems with it. The focus mechanisms, they work great. I haven't had any issues with that. Everything is smooth. I do notice that with the higher magnifications, the eye box does get a little bit harder to get that perfect picture with it. Aside from that, I don't have any issues with that mechanism. Underneath this cap, the ocular adjustment to get my crosshairs focused, no problems with that. I kind of set it and forget it. That's in place and everything's good. Going through everything else on it, as far as the parallax or the side focus, this particular model actually does have some of the, I don't know if you can see it here, but it does have number indicators, and those are just ballparks and they get you close. I've got my personal opinion on that. The side mechanism, the parallax, it works fine. However, for a hunting scope in this condition that I have this, I prefer something that I don't really have to monkey with that too much because of the animals that may be, rapidly moving like predator hunting. All that caveat aside, the parallax side focus works fine as well. I've had no problems with the scope, whatever. Even the accessories work fine. I'm running the Arken caps on here as well as the Arken rings. The scope is tracked good. I really do turn the turrets on this thing more than I actually do holdovers on it. I find this little cap on here is easy to thread on and off. They've got a good degree of threading in there that I don't feel like I'm overly worried about cross threading or whatnot. When I'm out hunting, I take this cap off, just put it in my backpack so I'm not going to lose it, so I have access to this right here. I've not had any concerns about losing the setting cap either. So with that said, I'm keeping it short, I'm keeping it sweet. This is the Arken Optic EPL-4. It's their lighter scope, the 30mm tube. These things are under 400 bucks or just over if you get the other, the higher magnification like this. Mills and MOAs are available now. I highly recommend it. I like this scope. I plan to put a couple more of these on some more of my hunting rifles. So there it is. No problems, no faults with the EPL-4 so far. We're closing in on 1,000 rounds through a 6.5 Creedmoor. Thanks for checking back in. I'm going to have a little bit more long-term wrap up on this thing and possibly a actual abuse torture test with one of these. Keep shooting.